Josh Williams responds to NASCAR and Stewart HAAS Racing responds to PBS. Let's get into it. Coming up next. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, let's see what Josh Williams had to say about his NASCAR handed-down suspension. After the release of NASCAR's statement today about the penalty from Atlanta, I want to take the time to say thank you. I want to thank every one of my sponsors for their continued support. Ally Employee Services, Call811.com, Cool Ray Heating, Cooling, Plumbing and Electrical, Starbright, Startron, Sleepwell Inc., General Formulations, and Peg Leg Porker. Thank you to all the fans for sticking by my side and showing love. I stand behind what I did, and I don't regret any decision I made. I stand behind NASCAR for the decisions and will continue and always continue to support them. I am not going anywhere anytime soon. I hope the loyal fans of NASCAR continue to fill the infields and grandstands. We will be back stronger than ever, ready to get the 92 DGM Racing Chevy back up front. Peace and love, Josh Williams. So there you go. He has nothing to apologize for. In his opinion, he likes every single thing he did. I don't mind what he did. I like that he stuck up for himself. I do think NASCAR made a bad call there. They were over aggressive with the penalty. They could have just held him for a lap. That would have accomplished the same thing. Those sponsors pay a lot of money to be on that race car. So I do like him standing up for his sponsors as well. That being said, the one thing I do take issue with is he walked across a hot track. That is a dangerous situation. That is a dangerous situation for NASCAR. NASCAR has to pay insurance for every single race, so there is a financial aspect to this too. So him walking across the hot track, I do have an issue with. But I do think he parking the car there did make a point. So if he had just parked the car there and stayed with it instead of walking across the hot track, because him walking across the hot track is what actually got him the one race suspension. So that is my only critique about his protest. But other than that, I think the protest was pretty well done. And I do like that, like I said, he stuck up for what he believed there in the face of NASCAR. And NASCAR, to their credit, they didn't fine him. They only suspended him for one race for that, so they didn't go, out of their way, and they didn't take points away, so they didn't go out of their way to be over the top with the penalty after the fact. So good on NASCAR for that, because at the end of the day, I think NASCAR was a little bit aggressive with the rule, even though it's in the rule book. We've seen other drivers like that only be held a lap or something like that when a piece of the car does come off. In particular, HAAS as a company has deplored this group's invasion of this place and has taken every step in its control to cease doing business with this place and its companies. It has taken affirmative measures to support this place, including in compliance with U.S. export control and sanctions regulations, according to HAAS distributors in that area. Customers expedited delivery of HAAS manufactured machines. These and early provided HAAS machines are directly and indirectly supporting that effort. It is bitter irony, therefore, that PBS report paints HAAS as being supportive of this other group, which couldn't be further from the truth. At a time when Americans are struggling to develop the most effective course of conduct in support of this area, it is irresponsible in the extreme for PBS to present its poorly sourced hit piece, which ignores basic facts and asserts other facts that are clearly false. For further information, Peter Zurich at HAASCNC.com. That is HAAS Tooling's response to PBS's article saying that they were helping the people that built the Berlin Wall in that particular conflict that they're having over there. Obviously, this is on YouTube, so I'm not going to use those words because it'll get the video buried. So after reading the PBS article and things like that, I have to say that I completely agree with HAAS that it is 100% a hit piece, because the point that they're making is HAAS was selling equipment to a vendor that is located in the same area of the people who built the wall for World War II, right, in Berlin. So that is essentially the argument they're making here is Nike makes shoes, right, and they use Foot Locker as a vendor. Because Foot Locker sells their shoes to criminals, therefore Nike is supporting criminals. That is basically the argument that PBS is making with HAAS CNC selling their particular equipment to that vendor. Furthermore, once the thing broke out over there, HAAS fulfilled their contract with that vendor, but told them after that contract was fulfilled, they would get no more of those particular machines. So I'm glad that HAAS came out with a firm statement like this, because it is absolute just garbage, to be honest with you. The PBS article was absolute garbage in my opinion, and I'm glad that HAAS CNC came out and inasmuch said so. So I did like that strong statement from them, and I think going forward, because it's such a leap and such a reach in that article, I don't think there's going to be any actual sanctions to HAAS. I really think this was just something for PBS to get clicks or something like that, to sell whatever they're selling, because there was not very much to that article, and I was surprised that the editor let it come out because it was pretty weak. Don't believe me? Feel free to go to the website and check out the article if you want to read it for yourself, but I'm not going to give it any airtime here on my channel. And as you can see from this picture right here, Kevin Harvick is sitting with his number 62 car, and he announced that pretty much what everybody in the late model community already knew, but he made it official that he will be racing at North Wilkesboro in the Cars Tour in his late model. This late model here is a throwback to his original number 62, at least the color schemes and stuff like that. Obviously, there are different sponsors on it. But he will be racing at that North Wilkesboro race, and so that is definitely a really cool story. I think everybody in the world sort of knew that he was going to do this, but it is, at least it is now official that he is going to do it. So we're going to end this one on the positive note that Kevin Harvick will be racing not only in the All-Star race, but he will be racing in the Cars Tour late model race that weekend as well. So good news there. All right, that is all I've got for you on this one. If you like the content, feel free to subscribe down below. It helps the channel out a whole lot. If you're already subscribed, you know I appreciate you all as well. If you got a comment, question, or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.